What most people won't know is, like most people wouldn't know, that the trust pays the Social Security fund. All your Social Security payments come out of the trust. But the trust, at one point, handed over millions of dollars to the World Bank for development, infrastructure and humanitarian programs. The World Bank spent none of it on those projects and used it to create wars. They, like the UN, the IMF and the World Health Organization, need to be dealt with accordingly and disbanded or fully repurposed. All are criminal terrorist organizations. Now this week, Kim sent $500 million for development and infrastructure to Sierra Leone. All of it was approved, all of it was verified, and all of it was credited into the bank and the account. Then in came 5 World Bank hired thugs that stormed the bank and blocked the transfers of the fund. They threatened the bank and threatened to arrest people within the bank. Message to the people in Sierra Leone: file a complaint to the UN and send each member of the UN Security Council a copy due to threats on government officials, and we're requesting all other countries who have faced this to file that complaint also. The Trust's message to all the African countries that are being threatened by the CityBank group, and all the South American countries that are being held hostage by the Wells Fargo group, who have also been threatened by the World Bank and the IMF, is to combine forces together and run these people out of your countries and your continents altogether. They're terrorist organisations and need to be treated as such. CityBank, like I said, they control most of the African banks, and Wells Fargo in South America. These two will be dealt with severely, and here is why. The trust fund placed funds in CityBank in Africa. All of it was cleared, as I've said. The bank admitted the funds were there and decided to put it in a clearing account. Doing so, they delayed the payments. On Wednesday, they told the customer they will pay out on Thursday, today. Now, the reason being is the Rothschilds and Chinese elders, etc., and dragon groups were due to pay out today by 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday. So they told the 4 other outlets that the trust had sent funds to hold back on the funds also. Well, you know what happened next by now, don't you? Yes, no payout. So the customer went for the funds today, and CityBank refused to release the funds. So what happens next? Well, no, we were talking about the bonds that liquidated CityBank back to zero liquidity. We took them back. So that brought CityBank from zero back to minus 42% liquidity. And the trust then called in the debt owed to the trust by CityBank to the tune of $389 trillion, payable immediately. CityBank is now at minus 400 plus liquidity. We also took away their rights to wire transfer money in or out of North America due to breaking all the banking rules and regulations here. CityBank are about to go bye-bye, and messages to all banks who follow that tactic of not releasing the funds to the customer: you will face the same consequences, no matter how big you think you are. You are all in debt to the trust, and we will foreclose on you if you do not play straight. Now, reports are coming out that CityBank still didn't clear it, despite what was done, and also reports of CityBank credit and debit cards are no longer working. Where are we next? The CITIC bank rights to hold USD have also been revoked, and all funds on deposit in US dollars were converted to RMB for funding Blackwater and Eric Prince to attack the USA. Got it wrong earlier. HSB's right to hold Euro and GP and I know I was right. HSBC's right to hold Euros, British pounds or dollars was revoked, and that was the amount that was removed and exchanged for the Hong Kong dollars. And this leaves the Hong Kong dollar in dire straits as China is refusing to bail them out. China wants rid of the Hong Kong dollar. It's another one of those phony fiat dollars. So I hope that clears that up.